This is the HSS Interactive Network. Welcome to this edition of Improvement in Action. I'm your host, Phil Nielsen. HSS uses a systematic approach to improving processes. The DMATIC model helps us improve quickly and with a high level of confidence that we will be successful. This podcast focuses on the define step of the DMATIC improvement model. Before we dig too deeply, it will be helpful to see the DMATIC model in its expanded version. The basic building blocks start with define, advance to measure, move to analyze, travel to improve, and end at control. The gap between analyze and improve allows us to reduce mistakes and confirm we have a tested improvement plan before we start making changes. The test step fills this gap. The results of the test program are compared with the desired results of the improvement effort. If the results are not the best we think we can get, we loop back to define and try again. When the test results meet our expectations, then we move to improve and actually change the process. Now let's explore what is meant by define. It is a broad term which encourages us to consider many possibilities. The definition is often written as a business case. This allows senior management to approve the expenses of time, money, and other resources. The project leader often writes the definition. There are other tactical parts of the definition which are written by the improvement team members. A thorough definition of an improvement effort could include the problem being experienced. We always want to eliminate or reduce problems. It could also include the opportunity to get better. A process may be working okay, but we believe it could be improved. We certainly want to define the goals of our efforts. Without a goal, how will we know if our work was worthwhile? We should define the customers of the process. Customers can be internal, the next worker to receive something from the process, or they can be external, often those who pay the bill. We might also need to define the users. A user does not have to be an internal or an external customer. Definitions also include technical issues. These might include the size, color, shape, thickness, or weight of an object. Deadlines, or the amount of time it takes to perform a step, should be well defined. Outsiders may influence or determine some technical issues. Our customer may provide specific values we must meet in order to satisfy them. A company which supplies us with materials or information can influence our ability to perform at acceptable levels. Definitions can also relate to money. Identifying the cost of inferior or damaged materials, the hourly pay rate of workers, shipping charges from different carriers, and a minimum profit margin might be important when deciding how and when to improve a process. They may also influence whether the changes are successful in everyone's minds. Another common finance-related definition is the cost of waste. Defining the cost of keeping a slow process versus improving the speed of delivery often produces real improvements in the financial picture of a company. Definitions must be stated clearly. It is common for one department to refer to a field on their computer screen by a specific name. However, the next department may refer to the same information by a different name. Before we start trying to fix a process using this piece of data, we had all better agree on the name. Abbreviations and nicknames also need to be defined. It is common for these alternative names to be unclear to outsiders. A good example of this issue is the term DMATIC. A common method of storing and presenting definitions is a project lexicon or dictionary. This document does not need to list every word used by every team member. Only those terms and values that were not clear at the start of the project and were identified during the project need to be listed. It is fine for the improvement team members to use abbreviations or nicknames once everyone else is familiar with the terms. Before we go, please take a moment and share your experiences with me. If you are an HSS leader, click on the DMATIC-Define line in the discussion board on the Performance Improvement landing page to post your comments. Or you can send me an email message at the address on the screen. Well, that's it for this edition of Improvement in Action. Thanks for joining me, and goodbye until next time.